Are you confused?
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to Motivation Nation. I'm your host, Air Gordon. I want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're at 1,000 subscribers and we're going to keep rolling. Just keep smashing that subscribe, that like, that share button. Keep sending me the videos and we're going to keep it moving. And one other thing, make sure you go subscribe to Air Gordon Reacts. Same stuff with a twist, and also check out the shorts and everything like that. So with no further ado, let's get into this video. Let's see what's going on.
This is a video that I got broken up with, and I got a couple comments of people saying that I must be the problem because none of my relationships work out. For context, I am a single mother. I'm 27 and I'm a content creator, so I share my life. So people on my page have seen me go through now 2 relationships. I don't like to talk about the first one though, so we're just going to focus on one. But again, I'm on a dating journey because I do want to be a wife and have a family one day. But I want to address the "something must be wrong with you" comments and explain why there is nothing wrong with me. And this is going to be a great message for young women and even older women who are.
Whenever somebody says there's nothing wrong with me, there's probably something wrong. Let me tell you something. In all relationships, no matter how perfect you think you are, there's always something that you can learn from them after they're over. Even if they were horrible, there's something that you can learn about yourself. That even if you weren't the problem in that particular relationship, there's always things that you could change to better yourself. Every situation makes you reflect and learn on ways that you can be better yourself. So just coming out of it saying, I'm just going to tell you, ain't nothing wrong with me, we already got a problem. So let's see how far down the bunny hole she jumps.
To discover themselves and trying to date again. I consider myself a subjectively beautiful woman, and I am successful. In a circumstance such as my life, that is extremely intimidating for a man. I'm speaking to myself for a second, and then I'm going to talk about how you can apply this to you. I pay all of my own bills. I buy nice clothes for myself. I travel. I take care of my son by myself. I run the household by myself. Looking at these things as a whole, a man cannot come into the picture and only provide financial stability.
Wow. This lady named everything that a responsible person is supposed to do for themselves. She basically said all she does is pay her own bills and take care of herself and her son. Yeah, well, you know what? That's what grown people do. When you don't live with your parents anymore, you have to pay your own bills. You have to pay your own mortgage. You have to pay your rent. You have to pay your electricity bill. And since you had a child and chose not to stay with the father, then yes, you're going to have to take care of the child by yourself. Because you said that, I'm assuming the first guys who you had the baby with, that's the one you said. You don't even want to discuss that, right? So now you want some sort of a pat on the back because you're doing what you're supposed to do. See, that's the problem with this generation. You don't get a pat on the back for doing what you're supposed to do. That's like someone, you know what, I bought my own food today. Well, you were hungry, and that's what you're supposed to do. You got to feed yourself. But because these young ladies now are so busy looking for a man to take care of all of their financial responsibilities so they can be financially irresponsible, she now thinks that she deserves a pat on the back for paying her own bills. That's your job. That's your job. You live on your own, right? You live by yourself, right? You're supposed to pay your bills. Unbelievable.
I provide that for myself. I'm a single mother. I take care of my son, so I provide protection for my family, my household, me and my son. So the protection from a man.
Whose fault is that you're a single mother? I know. It's probably his. I know. Yeah. Well, maybe you didn't. Maybe let's think this through. Maybe we should take the time out to get to know these guys a lot better. And maybe we shouldn't have the children before we get married. I know that's asking too much. But now you want credit for taking care of a child you created. Okay, I got it. Oh, yeah, I know. The guy's a deadbeat. But whose fault is that? Not yours. I know.
And the financial stability from a man does nothing for me. Do I want that? Of course. But I don't need it because I'm surviving and living very comfortably on my own without it. So as a man, when you look at a woman of my caliber, you have to be well in tune with yourself. You have to know how to communicate. You have to be very emotionally aware of yourself. You have to actually provide value to my life. Because with all of the qualities that I have, of course, a man would look at that and know that I could provide value, especially a man who desires a family.
Ma'am, you've named no qualities that you have outside of you pay your own bills. I don't what quality are you talking about? You pay your, let's say it together. You pay your own bills. Is that something that's commendable? Or is that something you're supposed to do? So how does that intimidate a responsible man? So a responsible man, you know what he's doing? He's paying his own bills. He's going to a job. He's taking care of his responsibilities. Does that require a pat on the back, or is that what he's supposed to be doing? This is, how much more of this? I don't know how much more of this I can take.
But a woman such as myself is going to bring out insecurity in a man who has not the ability to connect with himself emotionally, not the ability to communicate, and not really anything to provide.
All because you pay your own bills?
Has a good job and makes good money and can pay for stuff. It's not enough. And a lot of the times men will just settle for women who are pretty but don't have anything to offer, because that woman is going to still take care of the household, still take care of the kids, and be cool with them providing financially, because that woman's not doing anything else in her life outside of that. That's zero shade to the woman. I'm not shading anybody in this at all. But in my situation, I've been forced to be in this grind mode, forced to be in a position where I am playing every single role, and that's just my life and how it is at the moment. And so men just don't like that. And this is not for all men, because there are good men out there that are strong within themselves, that are very emotionally aware, that are intelligent, that can communicate. They have all of the things. A lot of them are in relationships. But traditionally, men want to have some type of power. They want to be the leader. They want to be up here. And when I'm also up here, it's not good for them. They don't like that. They don't feel like a man. That's just for like the weak-minded ones.
Not too sure what she's talking about. A man wants to be the leader, a man this, a man that. Again, so what's happening, what you see is these people are getting further and further away from biblical principles, right? So here's the thing of understanding your values, having values, having morals, having standards. So now, what are you basing what you're looking for on? Are you basing it on what you think in your head? Are you basing it on biblical principles? Or are you just basing it on the way that you grew up? So now, you want to say that the man doesn't like a woman who's up here. You're not anywhere up anywhere. You just pay your own bills, right? And so any man who's just trying to come in and pay for a bill here and there, he's only getting at you for one reason, right? And so after he's paid his fee, he moves on to the next woman and the next woman and the next woman. But if you're truly trying to build a relationship, you build a relationship of values and principles. And where do those come from? Generally, biblically. So then you're going to follow the principles of the Bible, and then you're going to follow those principles. You're going to follow those guidelines. But if you have no principles, you have no morals, and you have no guidelines, then you're going to continue to be lost, and you're going to make videos like this. But let's let her carry on.
Real man, in my opinion, would look at a woman like me and be so in awe, and
but they're
want
not
to connect with me, and
they're not. No one is.
Live in such togetherness with somebody who's on the same level.
Based on what?
So I really encourage you, if you are a woman who's struggling to date, please pour into yourself, become the best version of yourself, and actually make these men step up to provide some value to you. Like, they need to be a good person. They need to know how to talk, because a lot of relational issues lie in the fact that men do not want.
And if you listen to her talk, she isn't even saying what her expectations of a man are. She doesn't know. We haven't heard anything. Be able to talk. Well, any man can talk. She hasn't given us any criteria. No, nothing. She doesn't know. And you wonder why you're single and keep getting the wrong guy. You have no clue what you're looking for.
Work on themselves. They don't want to have that emotional intelligence. They don't want to have that strong communication. When you're operating at your highest self, you will one day meet somebody who is also operating at their highest self. So I would just never settle. And financial stability is not enough. Please it's not enough. I've poured so much into myself and making sure that I'm the best version of myself.
If that's not the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, financial stability is the most important thing in relationships, sweetheart. Financial stability. I don't even know what you're talking about. Because I tell you what, if you're financially unstable, I can guarantee you that relationship ain't gonna work either. That's why you have to maintain a job. You have to maintain a savings. You have to plan for the future. That's called financial stability, ma'am. This lady's lost. She's lost in the sauce. She's going backwards in traffic. This is the type of person who gets in their car, throws the car in reverse, steps on the gas, and say, "I'm hustling." Yeah, you are, but backwards.
So there's nothing that could make me believe that I'm the problem. Nobody's perfect.
Of
In a
course, you don't
situation.
believe
I'm
you're
not
the
saying
problem.
that. There's issues that arise. I mean, even in the healthiest of relationships, we're humans. But I look at dating in the sense of if something doesn't work out, whether it's me that ends the relationship, if it's the other party that ends the relationship, we're just not meant to be together. And that's okay. I said this in my last video. Nothing has to be wrong with you. Nothing has to be wrong with the other person. If things don't work out, then it just wasn't meant to work out. So don't let your time of singleness make you believe that something's wrong with you or that you should settle, because that's never the case. That's never the case. Take this as opportunity to pour into yourself, to pour into your faith, whatever faith that you practice. Pour into your friends, pour into your hobbies. Whatever effort and energy you pour into yourself is exactly what you're going to get back. And it may not happen in the timeline that you want, but it will happen eventually. I posted a video that I got broken up.
Well, the only thing I can agree with on this is you do need to take the time out to do some soul searching, and that needs to go to a higher power, to the higher source, right? So whatever religion it is that you believe in, that's what you need to connect to, and that's what you need to be trying to get an understanding of to better yourself. All of the other worldly stuff is going to lead you down a bunny hole, which is where she's down right now, and she can't understand why she's unable to get out because she hasn't said anything of any substance about dating, relationships, and or changing who she is as a person. She just said it best. Ain't nothing wrong with me. It's something wrong with everybody else. And those are the words of a person that's going to be single for a while. But hey, listen, I've done enough commentary throughout it. You guys saw what it was. Leave your comments. Let's open the discussion up in the comments. I will see you guys on the next one. I'm out.